Dear students, welcome to the session. In this session, we are going to discuss about particulate matter. It means an introduction about particulate matter. In previous session, we have discussed about the classification of air pollutants based on their sources like natural and anthropogenic, and another classification of air pollutants based on their origin, primary pollutants and secondary pollutants. And in this session, we are going to discuss about the classification of air pollutants based on their physical state. It means particulate matter and gaseous pollutants, and especially here we will discuss about particulate matter. Particulate matter is nothing but it is an air pollutant which in atmosphere in the form of particles, either in solid state or in liquid state. Though it means the pollutant which in particular in the form of particle, it is called as particulate matter, and the air pollution caused due to particulate matter is called as particle air pollution. And in this session, the contents I am going to cover are particulate matter, dust, smoke, mist, fog, and fume. So, dust, smoke, mist, fog, and fume are the various forms of particulate matter. See here, particulate matter. It means the particles or aerosols refers to the dispersion of solid or liquid particles of microscopic size in air or in any gaseous media such as dust, smoke, or mist. It means the substance in atmosphere which is in the form of particle is called as particulate matter, and which leads to air pollution. And one more thing, especially particulates or aerosols refer to the dispersion of solid or liquid droplets, it means solid particles or liquid droplets of microscopic size in air or in any gaseous media is called as particulate matter or aerosols. It means aerosols is the another name of particulate matter. And one more thing we have to remember that aerosol, it means particles when they are suspending in atmosphere, at the time they are called as aerosol, and when they are deposited on any surfaces or on earth, at the time they are called as particles. See, an aerosol can also be defined as a colloidal system in which dispersion medium is gas and the dispersed phase is solid or liquid. It means this is the another definition of particulate matter or aerosol. You see, aerosol can also be defined as a colloidal system in which dispersion medium is gas and the dispersed phase is solid or liquid. It means this is the definition for aerosol. See, an aerosol can also be defined as a colloidal system in which dispersion medium is gas and the dispersed phase is solid or liquid. The term aerosol is used during the time it is suspended in the air. It means whenever the particle or dust or smoke suspending in atmosphere or in air, at the time they are to be called as aerosols, and whenever they are deposited or being on the ground surface, then they are called as particles. After it has settled either by virtue of its weight or by agglomeration, the term no longer applies. Thus, particulate matter is an air pollutant only when it is aerosol. Remember that the particulate matter are the particles to be considered as air pollutants when they are suspending in atmosphere, and when they are deposited on earth's surface, they don't consider as air pollutants. Here you can see that various types of particulate matter. You can see aerosol differ widely in terms of particle size, particle density, and their importance as pollutants. Okay, based on that, it means based on their sources and based on their chemical composition and based on their sizes and based on their behavior, there are 5 types of particulate matters are there. First one is dust, next one is smoke, next one is mist, next one is fog, and next one is fume. In this session we are going to see a brief about these 5 types of particulate matter. The first one is dust. Dust is a commonly used term applied to solid particles longer than colloidal particles and capable of temporary suspension in air or other gases. It means generally the silt particles or clay particles, whenever they are suspending in atmosphere, they are called as dust particles, and whenever cyclones or anticyclones take place, then dust particles or silt particles or clay particles will be raised in atmosphere, and then they can travel or they can revolve along with the wind direction or wind motion. Okay, and see, dust is a commonly used term applied to solid particles larger than colloidal particles and capable of temporary suspension in air. Colloidal particles means the particles which can suspended in a water or in atmosphere, but they can never undergo influence of gravity at their, it means with their density or with their weight. Those particles are called as colloidal particles. Okay, it means the dust particles are larger than colloidal particles, and they have temporary, it means they have capability to suspend in atmosphere for a limited time. It means it means they are capable of temporary suspension in air or atmosphere or in any other gases. So this is about dust. And dust particles are formed by natural disintegration of rock and soil or by the mechanical grinding of wood. Okay, this is the source of dust particles. It means generally due to weathering or natural disintegration of rocks, the dust particles will be evolved in atmosphere. And there are various types of dusts are there, like normal dust, it means like silt particles or clay particles, and fly ash particles also considered as dust particles. Cement, foundry dust, or all these things come under dust only. Okay, you can see this particle size of normal dust generally around 20 microns, and the particle size of fly ash particles generally in between 3 micrometers to 80 micrometers, and the particle size of cement will be, it means in between 10 to 150 micrometers, and the particle size of foundry dust will be 1 to 200 micrometers. And most of the dust particles settle to the ground as dust fall, but the particles smaller than 5 microns, they will not settle. They form stable suspension. It means the dust particles who can suspend in atmosphere, they are called as dust particles. And also it means the particle size whose size is greater than colloidal particles, and who are having capability for temporary suspension in atmosphere, they are called as dust particles. And one more thing, the particles whose size is smaller than 5 micrometers, they will not settle. Okay na? Okay, they can take stable suspension. Generally fly ash and foundry dust come under this category. Dust do not tend to flocculate except under electrostatic forces. They also do not diffuse but settle under influence of gravity. It means electrostatic forces means the electrostatic forces are the electrostatic field. It means the strong electromagnetic field contains electrostatic forces. These electrostatic force or the strong electromagnetic field have capability to attract dust particles. It means whenever the dust particles moving through a electromagnetic field, at the time the dust particles automatically will be settled on the surfaces. Okay now, so that's why the dust particles do not tend to flocculate except under electrostatic forces, and they also do not diffuse but settle under influence of gravity. And the next one is the smoke. Smoke is also considered as particulate matter. You can see generally the smoke coming out from the burning or combustion process. See, smoke consists of finely divided particles resulting from incomplete combustion of fuel or some other chemical process. They consist of carbon particles and combustible materials. And generally, it means from the burning of fossil fuels like coal or petroleum, the smoke will be evolved into atmosphere. And also from burning of some organic materials, also the smoke will be evolved. And the smoke, it means the smoke especially contains various gases. Like, it means smoke is nothing but the combination of particles and carbonaceous gases like carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. It means whenever we burn something, the smoke will be produced along with carbon gases like carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide. Okay, it means the smoke generally consists of carbon particles and combustible materials. Okay, and the particle size of smoke is less than 1 micrometer, And if you burn the coal, the smoke produced is called as coal smoke. And if you burn the petroleum products, the smoke produced is called as oil smoke. And the particle size of coal smoke in between 0.01 microns to 0.2 microns, and the particle size of oil smoke will be in between 0.03 microns to 1 microns. This is about smoke. Smoke also causes various diseases to human health, especially dust causes skin diseases and skin irritation and some respiratory problems. Smoke causes respiratory problems, as well as whenever we inhale smoke, it will causes lung cancer and skin cancer also. It can also causes eye irritation, nose irritation, skin irritation. And the next one is the mist. Mist is made up of liquid droplets which are formed by condensation in the atmosphere or released from industrial operations. It means whenever the condensation takes place in atmosphere, it means the conversion of gases into liquids. At the time, the mist will be produced in atmosphere. Okay, natural mist particles formed from water vapor in atmosphere. It means whenever the water vapor tries to convert into liquid, it means precipitation, then the mist particles will be produced. The size of mist particles will be in between 40 to 500 micrometers. This is the important thing, you have to remember that the size of mist particles is 40 micrometers to 500 micrometers. Mist particles are coalesce. Coalesce means it is the property of particles. It means the coalesce is the term related to cohesion. Cohesion is nothing but the attractive forces or the capacity of attraction between the individual particles. That is that force or that property is called as cohesion. And coalesce is nothing but the particles who are having cohesion, they can attach it together and then they will behave like a single particle. It means two or more mist particles, they have cohesion among themselves, and then they attach it together and they will form like a single particles. That property is called as coalesce. It means mist particles are coalesce in nature. And in meteorology, mist means light dispersion of water droplets suspended in atmosphere. It means according to meteorology, the mist has been considered as dispersion of water droplets suspended in atmosphere is called as mist particles. And generally mist can cause the visible, it means it can cause invisibility of atmosphere or invisibility of surroundings. And mist, it will cause some cold and various cold, cough and respiratory problems it can cause. And next one is the fog. Fog is a liquid dispersed aerosol in atmosphere. Generally the ice dispersion or snowfall will be considered as fog. It means whenever the snow is dispersed in atmosphere or ice dispersed in atmosphere as a small particles, at that time it is called as fog. In meteorology, it refers to dispersion of water or ice in atmosphere near the earth's surface. It reduces visibility up to half kilometer. In natural fog, the size of the particles ranges from 1 to 40 microns. You remember that the particle size of fog is the 1 to 40 microns, and it can reduce the visibility of atmosphere up to half kilometer. And generally it is taking place during night times and mornings. Up to till mornings it will be in atmosphere. The fog can cause various diseases like skin diseases it can cause, and also it can cause various respiratory diseases. And next one is the fume. An amount of vapor present in atmosphere that smells strongly and is difficult, sometimes dangerous to inhale. It means this is about fume. Fume is nothing but whenever we whenever we boil some liquid or whenever we evaporate some liquid, some, it means some smoke or some, it means whenever the evaporation we can observe it. It means some smoke particles or some, it means some gases, whenever we boil or whenever we evaporate some liquid, some that evaporation we can visible. It means some smoke particles or some small very tiny white colored or some particles will be rises from that. That is called as a fume. It means whenever we evaporate any liquid or water, that evaporation is called as fume. It means an amount of it means that is simply called as vapor. An amount of vapor present in atmosphere that smells strongly and is difficult, sometimes dangerous to inhale. Okay, now whatever the vapor present in atmosphere, that is called as a fume, and this fume particles are generated by condensation from the gaseous state, generally after volatilization from melted substances and often accompanied by a chemical reactions. It means the fume produced in atmosphere due to the condensation of gases in atmosphere, and also due to the it means condensation of it means condensation of substances, melted substances, like volatilization from melted substances means the evaporation of a gases within liquid, or the condensation of gases within liquid whenever they it means whenever they are changing the state, that process called as volatilization, and due to the volatilization of melted substances, the fume will be produced in atmosphere and often accompanied by chemical reactions. It means these three are the various sources of fume, like condensation of gases and volatilization of melted substances from liquids, and chemical reactions. And fumes flocculate and sometimes coalesce. It means the fumes. It means the fumes sometimes they can behave like flocculated particles, and sometimes they behave like coalesce. So it means in this session we have discussed about various particulate matter, like dust particles, smoke particles, mist particles, fog particles, and fume particles. And all this particulate matter can cause various respiratory diseases, and can cause various skin irritation, nose irritation, and eye irritation. And all this particulate matter can reduce the visibility of surroundings up to certain distance, and especially fog can reduce the visibility up to half kilometer. And some smoke particles especially they can cause cancer. Okay na, so this is about the particulate matter. And in next session we will see about gaseous pollutants. It means in this we are seeing the classification of air pollutants based on their physical state. They have been classified as two types, particulate matter and gaseous pollutants. In this session we have discussed about particulate matter, and in next session we will discuss about gaseous pollutants. Thank you.